Hi, welcome back. Today's episode is going to be short, but it's just how I modified or upgraded my water filter. Most people, and I did the same for 2 years, have the little cheap, I guess, Camco or whatever it is, inline. You put it on the hose. When you hook it up, it comes with a little spring attachment thing, and it does help, I guess. You know, it's a charcoal filter. It's, I don't know what the micron is on it, but, you know, I guess it helps take out maybe some rust, maybe some rocks, some sand. I don't know. It's not great, but I guess it's better than nothing. And for a while now, I've been seeing, you know, people with bigger canisters, and especially people with big fifth wheels and stuff, motorhomes, to where they have a big triple unit that they take out. I used to see a lot on boats too. They did this, and hook up their hose and then run it into the city hookup. But being in a truck camper, as everybody might know, you don't have a whole lot of room. So to store one of them big ones is hard to do. So is what I did. I was at the Tampa RV show and found H2O solutions, or H2O water filters. And there was a booth there, and talked to the guy about it. So they did have a single, a double, and a triple. Well, the triple was just too big for what I wanted, so I got the double. The first one, there's two filters. The first one is a 10 micron, which is a charcoal filter, which is probably about what the inline ones are. But the second one I got was a 1 micron. And that filters out a lot of stuff, even down to some heavy metals, I guess, or anything else that it's pretty not real good for you, but it helps clean it all out. They do even have one, like say some people went with a 3, a triple, and they have a 0.5 micron. I mean, it's almost like a reverse osmosis or something with the high pressure and really filtering it out. But I didn't need to go that bad, or that heavy on it, much less, like I say, I didn't have the room. So where do you put that? On my truck, when the camper sits on it, which I can show you at some point, because my flatbed is 12 foot long, I have the boxes on it, and they go up front more, and I've got between the camper and the back, you know, where it would sit over the tailgate or something, to the back of that box is probably 2 feet, and it's kind of wasted space. I really don't use it for nothing. On the passenger side, I do have a plastic type of a mat that we put out behind the door, and I fold that up and stick in that hole. It's a good spot for it. It don't come out, and it rides there good. So on the driver's side, this is where I put it. And here, I'll take you outside and show you where I put it and how I hooked everything up. And it seems like it'll work pretty good for me. So let me take you outside, show you how I mounted it up, and maybe it'll work for you if you got the room for it. Okay, here's the water filter. You can see that like I was talking about this part here, my boxes on the side of my truck come to about right here. So I have this, it's probably 18 inches of dead play in here. So it's a good place to put that. It's out of the way. One thing about it is that with this here, let me see if I can unscrew this. Hold on a second. that's where the hose goes in. It connects, and that's the way it flows through these two. There really wasn't a way to reverse that, so, but it's okay. So I have it figured out to where you can actually see where the box is kind of rubbed sometimes coming on and off. It's just scratched the paint. It ain't doing nothing to the camper. But so rather than have a hose, the weight on it, if the boxes are here, the hose can lay on top of the box. But if the camper's sitting off the truck like it is now, I can put the hose through here to help support it and just go into here, and then from here down is fine. This here isn't supporting any weight. So these have, like I say, this is the 10 micron, this is the 1 micron. So it shows the water pressure, the gauges on it, which is nice. And is what I can do is, because I don't live in it, I don't use it full time, so is what I'll do is when I get done using it, I'll go ahead, take the tool, take these off, and just dump the water out. Now, something may come up to where, well, what about in the winter time in the freezer? Well, I'm in Florida and almost never does it, I'm not saying never, but it rarely gets cold enough that it's going to freeze that. But also, if that's the case, if I'm somewhere to where it's going to be real cold, then I could always fill up my tank, my whole and water tank inside, and still drain them, and it ain't going to hurt nothing. But now, for the Arctic Fox people, knows that this is where the city hookup is. So is what I did at the 90, and I have one for the tank flush, the black tank flush too. But I put this in, and then I run a hose from there, so that way as soon as I hook it up, it automatically goes to city water. But if I was wanting to, say, use this filter to fill the holding tank, I can just unscrew this, and then I have an extra piece of hose here that I'll screw onto here. And this is a must for anybody who don't know, is that way people push the garden hose or something inside that fill and it builds up pressure, it can blow up your tank. If you use one of these, you can control with the valve on there how much water goes in, but it also lets air out too. So this is long enough to hook up to here, fill my holding tank, and still go through the filters. So it all worked out pretty well. You know, what works for me may not work for someone else, just depending on how everything works. Like say with this, usually if on a regular truck, your bed, your tail lights and stuff would be right back up in there, and that probably wouldn't clear. So, but like I say, I had space, and it was dead space really, so it's working out good for me. Right now, I mean, I say outside here, but the camper's sitting in my building, and it's nice to keep it out of the weather, and that's how I got everything set up. All right, back inside. Like say that where it's sitting at there, it works perfect for me. It's dead space. It just worked perfect. You know, being on that flatbed, and not all people have that angle that's on the side of the camper. My boxes, when they open, they just clear that, and so it's dead space. So it's kind of how I envisioned how it would work, and I wasn't sure about the measurements, but that's perfect. So like I say, it works for me. Everybody's going to be different, but it's just something to think about on how that is. It's mainly because of this long, you know, like say 12-foot bed on here, so and I'm able to do that. But anyway, that's it for this, and it's nice to have clean water, both either from the city hookup or in your tank, so I can do both with it. So the filters are good, he said, because I'm not full-time, good for a year at a time. That 1 micron filter is a little pricey, $25, but it's worth having clean water. The other ones are pretty cheap, the charcoal ones. So, but anyway, if you got any questions, let me know, and we'll see you next time.